What's up guys, it's They Coming and welcome to my Town Hall 9 Laboratory guide for war players. At the end we'll be having an 8.5 guide question and answer session, as I had a lot of feedback from many people, both on my YouTube comments but also inside of my clans. And people just asking lots of questions and saying, is this right, is it wrong, can I do it this way, what's going to happen? So we'll definitely be revisiting that at the very end. I think I have 6 questions. And talking about that just a little bit. I hope I can clear some stuff up. Anyways, let's go ahead and get right to this puppy. It's going to be sort of a long video. Now, let's talk first about the strategy behind this guide. Now, first, you're going to be improving upon strategies that you know and understand from Town Hall 8. And this is with the exception to Mass Dragons. First, upgrade your war troops and your spells. Like I said in my 8.5 guide, upgrading your barbarians and archers first is not really a priority, and it's not going to give you that major war spike in early Town Hall 9. Next, the strategy for early Town Hall 9 is to bully the top enemy Town Hall 8s. And this should be happening during Phase 1 and early Phase 2. And just note, you'll be weighted barely above a max Town Hall 8 village, so this is why you will likely be asked to hit these bases, and you should have no shame in doing so. This is just the way it is. Now, like I said just a second ago, for early Town Hall 9, Mass Dragons can become a crutch. The level 4 Dragon upgrade is going to take away from getting a strong early ground army. Guys, Mass Dragons at early Town Hall 9, it's pretty cheesy. Yes, you can double zap Quake a Town Hall 8 and take 3 pretty easy stars, but I've also seen it fail because people can be poor funnelers. But guys, just go ahead and get your ground army cooking. Level 4 Dragons is one component of an air army, and with this guide, you will not be upgrading your air until much later in Town Hall 9. So just keep that in mind. Let's see, next. So, just to reiterate, for early Town Hall 9, you're going to feel like Town Hall 8 plus 1 extra elixir spell, a fresh archer queen, and 20 extra troop space. You will not be able to 3-star develop Town Hall 9s, and this is absolutely fine. No one in your clan is going to expect you to do so. You should be bullying Town Hall 8s, the top Town Hall 8s, or a rush Town Hall 9. Let's go ahead and get the next one. Okay, so moving on. This should be your core upgrade schedule for a Town Hall 9 War Laboratory. Mind you, this is for war. If you're just casually farming, this guide is not for you. First, and the first and the second one here can be interchanged, is Giants to level 6. The level 6 Giant is a significant improvement to your level 5 Giant. And as this is an elixir upgrade, you're going to be able to take all that dark elixir that you had saved up from the end of Town Hall 8, dump it straight onto your archer queen. You want to be able to get her to level 5 as soon as possible. And these level 6 giants are going to allow you to farm dark elixir more efficiently, without heroes down. And at early Town Hall 9, you're going to be incurring a loot penalty against Town Hall 8s. So, finding the most dark elixir, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you in early Town Hall 9. And I acknowledge that was, kind of hard for me. Next, get your Hog Riders level 5. The Hog Rider, guys, is the strongest, most used troop at Town Hall 9. And since the buff to the Hog Rider no longer taking 1.5 times damage to giant bombs, the level 5 Hog is going to help you a lot to bully Town Hall 8s and to be very strong in early Town Hall 9 ground game. After the Hog Rider, we're switching back over to an elixir spell, and the reason for this is because during this upgrade, you'll be able to save your dark elixir to pump more into your queen, ideally getting her to level 5 by this point, or even higher. And after that, taking your Valkyries to level 3 to level 4. Note, with the Valkyrie, the Hog, and the Golem that's further down the list, when you get these up to their max for Town Hall 9, you'll be able to donate actual max level troops to others in war as long as your clan is level 5 or higher. And this is definitely a plus for your clan. And, everyone loves max level donations. So take that into consideration. And yes, for Valkyries here, we're taking them from level 3 straight to level 4. So that's 2 upgrades back to back. After that, getting your jump spell to level 2. This is another elixir upgrade, again staggering between Dark Elixir and Elixir in order to save Dark Elixir for your royals. The level 2 jump spell is a significant improvement. It goes from a 20-second window to a 39-second window, and this extra 20 seconds, roughly 20 seconds that you gain is going to be a huge difference, particularly for low-level Town Hall 9s when your queen is low level and will have trouble clearing side compartments quick enough so that she can push in with the rest of the kill squad and keep rolling into a base. Using level 1 jump spell can be a little bit tricky, even for your frontline troops to move quickly enough across it and not get trapped. After that, taking your golems to 3 and your golems to 4. This is a really big health increase for these golems, getting them from level 2 to level 4. I think it's like a total of 1,000 hit points. So guys, this is, golems to level 4 is basically going to complete a very, very, very strong ground army for you at Town Hall 9. Moving on. Let's talk about some supporting upgrades for Town Hall 9. The first good war supporting upgrade that you can do is a balloon to level 6. He receives a massive hit point buff and a hit point increase over the level 5 balloon and does a great amount of damage. You can start to then incorporate balloons into Govalo, and Govalo is quite strong at Town Hall 9 because the balloons have so many hit points. So definitely keep that in mind. Next, and this was a change for the current meta, the wizards to level 6. Now, I was not totally sold at first when I heard that, oh, Town Hall 9's getting the level 6 wizards, blah, 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 blah. But I then heard that they actually buffed the stats of the existing level 6 wizard. He has more hit points and he has more damage. And I have to say, after taking these babies for a test drive on my own, the level 6 wizard is a great improvement over the level 5 in terms of the speed that you're able to funnel with on those exterior trash buildings. After the wizard, taking your barbarians to level 6 is going to increase the power of your barbarian king ability a decent amount. The level 6 barbarians get a good health increase and also a small damage increase as well. So your barbarian Iron Fist ability is going to be much stronger. Next, the archers level 6. Now, this doesn't really improve your queen ability too much. And the reason that I say this is because most of the time when you're using that queen ability, it's in a pinch situation where your queen has been targeted and you're trying to eliminate a threat or get her to move out of the range of a defense relatively quickly. And when you do that, the archers that pop out from her ability are pretty much instantly nuked off. So guys, this doesn't improve the ability, Archer Queen, gosh, I'm really stammering today. This does not improve the Archer Queen ability very much, but, for farming and all that, this is a decent troop to have in that arsenal. Next would be goblins to level 6. The goblins receive a massive health increase and a good damage increase as well, and they're very instrumental in doing the farming strategy called Goblin Knife. Now, Goblin Knife is going to be very useful when you hit level 10 with your royals, because while one royal is down, goblins are really, really great to get in there and steal all that dark elixir pretty quickly. And if you haven't seen any videos about the Goblin Knife, definitely check out Klaus Gaming's channel. Also, Clash with Joe, and maybe even Powerbang. I think Powerbang has some Goblin Knife videos as well. Check those out. It's going to help you a lot when you're upgrading royals and you still need to keep your dark elixir income going. After that, when your queen hits level 15, you can choose to upgrade your healers to max level. Now, and the reason for this is because at 15, you can begin to do little baby queen walks and sort of get your feet wet with queen walking. Now, queen walking with level 15 in war is not very valuable. Your level 15 queen doesn't do that much damage, and keeping that level 15 queen, going, I would rather put her in behind a kill squad. When she gets to level 20, however, queen walking in war can be actually really, really good. So keep that in mind, guys. But basically holding off to upgrading these healers to max level until your queen is level 15. Next, let's talk about upgrades for later phases of Town Hall 9. a really great troop to upgrade would be the Baby Dragon to level 2. It's an excellent funneling troop, and at late Town Hall 9, you can start to do some funky things like Queen Charge, Mass Baby Dragon. I've seen this on many YouTube channels, and I've tried it myself, and it works. It's just very tricky, but it's a fun attack. Next, I picked Lightning to level 6, and the reason for this is when you begin to do air attacks, you're definitely going to want to be able to have the option for a Zap Quake on an air defense, and going ahead and doing this first is going to open that up when you next take your dragons to level 4. Now, I'm not a big fan of dragons to level 4, but other people are, and I figured I would just toss this here. Another great upgrade would be the Lava Hound to level 2. Now, like I said before, when you take the Witch, when you unlock the Witch in the Dark Barracks, you incur a big weight increase. The Lava Hound does not carry a huge weight increase, but because you have to go through the Witch first, unlocking the Lava Hound will, vicariously incur you a weight increase. So until you're ready to do air attacks, hold off on upgrading that Dark Elixir Barracks, but when you are, upgrading your Lava Hound to level 2 is going to definitely be a significant increase in offensive potential. After the Lava Hound, upgrading your Haste to level 2, this will enhance your Laloon raids, basically to help the balloons move more quickly through a base. After that, and this is something that, part of me would like to have this earlier in the guide, but most of the time, guys, I find myself just using wizards for funneling in raids. But there are occasions where taking minions for funneling is good. That being said, I think level 4 minions are perfectly fine for this. But upgrading minions to level 5, definitely a nice plus. But it's definitely something that can fall much later in your laboratory cycle. Moving on. Now, here are some upgrades that you should definitely delay. The poison spell to level 3, you can choose to do this earlier if you want, but guys, because you're going to be pairing it with, most of the time, you're going to be pairing this with a max CC poison. When you double poison something, the poison effect peaks at the rate of the higher poison spell. So, for example, if you take your level 2 poison and you drop the level 4 poison from your CC on top of it, you will get to that max DPS of the level 4 poison twice as fast, but the damage itself does not stack. So that's a little thing that most people do not know, but there it is. Next, guys, definitely hold off on upgrading your Witch to level 2. Right now, the Witch does not bear much significance in the current metagame, and just like unlocking her, upgrading her, you'll incur a large weight increase, and for the weight, she's just simply not worth the upgrade right now. So hold off on this as long as you possibly can. And finally, upgrading your Earthquake spell to level 3. Guys, if you're using Quad Quake, the difference between a level 2 and a level 3 Quake spell when you're Quad Quaking is non-existent, and it only makes your Quake spell more expensive. So just keep that in mind. You don't need to upgrade the Earthquake spell. I know some people would even go to Town Hall 10 with a level 2 Earthquake spell just because it doesn't make a lick of difference. Now, let's get into our Town Hall 8.5 Q&A. The first question people started asking me was, what about my Dark Spell Factory? And I know I forgot to mention this, but basically, guys, you're going to wait until you're going to use Laloon. And the reason for this is because for Laloon, you want to be able to use the Haste spell, and upgrading for the Haste spell, simply just isn't really necessary until you're using the Laloon. So that's why I left this out. Also, the next upgrade to the Dark Spell Factory unlocks the Skeleton spell, and using the Skeleton spell right now is a bit tricky. So unless you're an advanced player and nearing the end of Town Hall 9, I don't think that you're going to be seeing people using Skeleton spells. Next, my leader says to upgrade both royals at the same time. Is he wrong? The short answer is no, he's not wrong. Upgrading simultaneously can be good when your king and your queen are both going from level 10 to level 20. And what this does is it minimizes your time out of war. The reason that this can work also is because your dark elixir storage can hold enough loot to do this at the same time between those levels. Now, after this, you're not going to be able to hold the amount of loot necessary to do both at the exact same time. So also keep in mind that when you're doing this, you're going to have to farm DE pretty seriously. Getting a max DE storage can feel a bit arduous. And me personally, I did my queen. Now, disclaimer, when I was upgrading my queen, 5x5 basically, I was gymming her time, and I did this because I was trying to take war very seriously. I just joined the Boston Tea Party, and I wanted to be in war as frequent as possible. And gymming my royal time, particularly on my queen, I found to be very helpful because I was able to continuously practice my queen walk farming, and it kept me engaged. Honestly, farming without a queen, I can't even imagine it. But I know that the Goblin Knife is a very effective strategy, and you should definitely be checking out other YouTubers for their Goblin Knife strategy guides. Next question. Let's see. Next question would be, what about maxing my air sweepers? I unintentionally left this out, guys. I know in one of my phases I said to drop the air sweeper and get it to level 4. But I'd say you can go ahead and max these in phase 2 or 3 of my 8.5 guide. Air sweepers carry so little weight, so when you do upgrade them, you're not going to incur a weight increase much at all. And they do actually help to push dragons and loons during these air attacks. And the spring traps, you say? Yes, I also did not mention this. Basically, keeping your spring traps at Town Hall 8 maximum level is going to allow you to eject 2 Valkyries. The next significant benchmark that you make is 18 troop space ejected, which allows you to eject potentially 3 bowlers. Now, it's very unlikely that 3 of your bowlers are going to walk over the same spring trap at the same time, simply because bowlers are always behind a heavy front line, and those troops typically will trigger the traps for them. I can't tell you any instance where I've seen 3 bowlers ejected by 1 spring trap. It just doesn't happen. Maybe you see 1. I think I've seen 2, rarely. But typically your front line is going to trigger those traps. So on defense, it's not so important to get those upgraded to max level. I would say you can do these after you have maxed all of your defenses, not including your walls. Some more questions, and this will wrap it up for the questions section here. Can I drop my expos later than 1515? Yes. I actually took 8.5 very seriously, in that I did not drop my expos until I had a level 25 queen and a level 20 king. So I definitely pushed the envelope with this one. And yes, I did fall much lower on the map. And when I did drop my expos, I did make a pretty large jump up the map. Now, in theory, guys, you should not be upgrading your witch before your expos. So don't get carried away because you've happened to max your laboratory out and that's all you have left. Definitely make sure you put down your expos and get those up before you think about upgrading the witch, because the weight of a witch unlock and upgrade is about the same as the weight of an expo. Now, is it possible to take 0.5 too far? And yes, it is possible, but it's not technically called 0.5. This is what we would call engineering in the war community, and to many of us, it is not considered to be ethical. No doubt you've noticed in some of your wars that there is sometimes like a Town Hall 10 that's weighted below some Town Hall 8s, but that Town Hall 10, while he lacks considerable defense, he has in his laboratory, because the laboratory and troop upgrades are weighted so low, it gives him an incredible offensive advantage. And, I've seen it before where the number 18 player will reach up and 3-star the number 1 or the number 2. And this is really considered to be unethical, and it's really not fair. And I know Supercell, this has definitely been a topic of conversation with the war community for some time. Supercell has recently said that they are definitely looking in to changing the way matchmaking occurs to prevent this from creeping into your matchups in such a significant way. But anyways, that's my thoughts on engineering. Guys, I hope that you've learned something from this Town Hall 9 laboratory guide, and my Q&A, and I hope you come back to see the rest of my videos. Take care. See you later.